Hi everybody, I'm Anthony from ComicsHeatingUp.net. I'm back with Terry Hockness this week for our weekly Spec Pick video. Each week we have a little Skype chat where we talk about different comics that are coming out and whether we're going to give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whether we think they're good spec picks or just simply good reader picks. So Terry, why don't you go ahead and get us started with this week's picks?
There's a lot of great new comic book series out for the week of January 25th, 2017. The first one is Aftershock Comics, Animosity, The Rise. This is a one-shot. Of course, this has been one of the hottest comics of 2016, but I think retailers have finally caught up. So not a huge chance that this is going to increase, but it's still going to be hot and get some hype. So 50-50.
Animosity, The Rise one-shot. Animosity has been a really hot series, so the one-shot's just a spin-off of what we've already seen before. Number one pretty much captured lightning in a bottle. I don't expect us to see that again with the one-shot. However, if there's something new, a new character introduced, or something completely different to the mythos of Animosity, we might see a little bit of heat. I'm going to give this one a 50-50 as well.
Albatros Funny Books gives us Hillbilly number 5. This is a very popular series from Eric Powell, also one of the other hottest books of 2016. Again, retailers have mostly caught up. Still, I'd buy this one because print run's not that high and likely to sell out, but chances of it increasing is definitely smaller again on this one. So 50-50.
Hillbilly number 5 from Albatros. Great series so far, mixing horror and humor. Eric Powell's just a master of what he does, both storytelling and art. His art is beautiful while weird. His stories are just funny and quirky and just strange. So whether this one's going to pick up, retailers have caught on to how many issues they need to order for this. They're ordering more now than they were with number one. And number one for a small press book still had a pretty good print run. So I'm going to give this one a 50-50 just because I love the book. I love Eric Powell's work. And I just don't expect it to heat up, though.
Black Mask Comics gives us a new series, Dregs number 1, cover A by Eric Zawadzki. $3.99 cover, lots of buzz for this one. This could be the big book for the week. Black Mask hasn't had a big hit in a while, but this is looking like it could be it. Thumbs up.
The Dregs number 1 from Black Mask Comics. The story itself seems very good. It's very Soylent Green-esque in its delivery. The rich are eating the poor. The homeless are confined to one 6-mile square area, or whatever the size of it is, and they're literally cannibalizing the poor. Now, we're in a very politically charged time, so people might not take this because of the politics involved in it. People are getting a little burned out, with all the strife and unrest that's going on. So there's that, and there's also the issue with the shipping schedule. Black Mask has been notoriously bad lately for getting books out on time. Young Terrorist number 2 took over 13 months to come out, or something ridiculous like that. So if the book can get out on time and people pick it up and like the story, this one has a chance. Otherwise, it's going to be a thumbs down.
Boom Studios gives us a new miniseries, Lady Castle. Ashley Woods did the cover for the regular cover. We usually don't recommend investing in miniseries unless there's definite buzz, and this one I don't think does, so this will be a thumbs down from me.
Lady Castle, I've seen some people talking about it and saying, hey, this book is coming out. It's just not something, especially being a miniseries, that I'm overly interested in, and I think a lot of readers might feel that way. I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
Dark Horse Comics gives us a miniseries, however, Slayer Repentless. Glenn Fabry did the cover of the regular cover, and this ties into the popular heavy metal band. And I'm a professional musician myself, and I usually like to give plugs for music-related comics, only because long-term they will stay popular. It doesn't mean they'll heat up necessarily, but I don't think the print run will be that high on this one, so I think this one is worth a gamble from Dark Horse Comics.
Slayer Repentless. I had mentioned this book a couple of months back on ComicsHeatingUp.net. It's got a couple of things going for it. Slayer has a huge fan base. Rock and roll books and books in general that are related to bands are not necessarily a good spec. However, there is a built-in fan base that could be buying this book for a long time. Second of all, the Eric Powell variant cover is really decent. There's been a couple of sales going on eBay already for above cover price. Not a whole lot above cover price, but it is going for above cover price already. So this one is definitely a pickup for me. I just definitely think, even though it's a mini-series, that this is a book that you'll be able to put on Amazon for a long time to come, and people are going to buy it. Fans of the band are definitely going to look for this.
DC Comics has a big week. Batman 66 meets Wonder Woman 77. This is a new miniseries. Michael already did the cover of the regular cover. Print run's going to be fairly decent on this one, so it might be a tough one to heat up. but I do picture this one having a long-term interest. So long-term pick, I would give it thumbs up.
Batman 66 meets Wonder Woman 77 is a fantastic concept. Mel V over on comicseatingup.net had sent me his picks of the week that had the Alex Ross variant on it. It's a great looking cover. It's campy, it's cheesy, it's fun. Will it heat up? Not 100% sure. Batman 66 #1 definitely did heat up with its Mike Allred cover. This one has a regular Mike Allred cover. However, I just don't know that the market's going to be there to support it. So I'm going to give this one a 50-50. It looks like a fun read. However, I'm not sure that it's going to be a SPEC winner.
We've also got Justice League of America Killer Frost Rebirth #1 and $2.99 cover. Killer Frost, some fan base. This will probably be another good long-term pick, but short-term, I can't see this doing anything.
Justice League Rebirth, Killer Frost #1. These long titles are killing me. This is a really cool-looking book. At $2.99, there's not a whole lot of risk in it. It's going to have a huge print run. There's going to be a lot of people interested in it. Killer Frost is really coming along as a really cool character, especially what they've been doing with her in the Justice League Suicide Squad crossover. I'm going to give it a 50-50 again because of the print run being fairly large. I don't see it heating up. However, the Ray from last week, I gave it a thumbs down, and it ended up getting a lot of good reviews and some positive buzz, so you never know. But I'm still going to stick with a thumbs down just because of the print run size on it. Print run's not always the factor, but it is a huge factor when you can always find copies on the shelves. You're not going to go to the secondary market to buy them.
Kamandi Challenge #1. This is a new year-long miniseries. Bruce Timm did the cover of the regular cover. $4.99 cover. Kamandi's popular character from Jack Kirby from the 70s. But I don't see this being a surprise hit for speculators, so I'm going to give this a thumbs down from that point of view.
Kamandi Challenge #1. We had this on the list last week. It's actually coming out this week, so our fault on that one. However, again, I'm still not seeing this, especially at the higher cover price. I'm not seeing this one heating up. A lot of great artists on it. Cool concept. They're going back on some of the vintage characters. However, I don't see a lot of heat for this one. I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
Odyssey of the Amazons is also another miniseries from DC debuting this week. It's going to run 6 issues. Ryan Benjamin did the cover for the regular cover. Looks interesting. So I could see this one selling out and maybe being a surprise hit.
Odyssey of the Amazons, in itself, the regular cover is fantastic looking. It's going to give some backstory into the Amazons themselves. Again, it's going to have a huge print run or a large print run. It's going to cover the demand. I can't see it really selling out because DC Comics, especially the miniseries, don't always sell out. If there's something in particular that they end up pulling into the movie, you could see some buzz on this later on. This could be a buy and hold, so I'm going to give it a 50-50. I'm not going to quite give it a thumbs down, but I'm going to give it a 50-50 because you never know what they're going to pull or add into the movie canon.
Dynamite Entertainment cashes in on the rock band Kiss with their new miniseries The Demon, based on Gene Simmons. Kyle Stram did the cover art of cover A. Kiss comics don't usually hype up unless there's a rare variant or something special about it, so this comic has very little chance of heating up. But long-term fans, yes, will be hunting this out.
Kiss the Demon #1. It's just a funny sounding title. However, Kiss has a pretty big following. This is the second rock and roll title on the list this week. Is it going to heat up? I don't know. The signed Gene Simmons copy, if you can get a hold of that, that's going to be something that you could sell all day, every day, no problem. Kyle Strom did the regular cover. I love Kyle Strom's work, especially on the spread. That's a book that I cannot promote enough. Just really love the spread. But seeing this, Dynamite doesn't really have that many spec hits, so I'm going to give this one a thumbs down.
IDW Publishing gives us Back to the Future, Biff to the Future. This is #1 of a 6-issue miniseries. This has been really popular for them, but of course, retailers know what to order, so this isn't going to heat up.
Back to the Future, Biff to the Future #1. Great title for the book. However, the Back to the Future series, while it has been popular and a good seller for IDW, hasn't had a lot of spec hits. It's a cool series. It's fun for the fans of the movies. However, we're still talking about a 30-year-old movie at this point with, guys like me who are still nostalgic about it. However, I don't see a lot of people going out and buying the book. I don't see it being a huge hit on the secondary market. I'm going to pass. This is a thumbs down.
And Dave-ocracy, #1. It's a 4-issue mini-series debuting this week from IDW. In this, I haven't heard too much buzz for this, so I'm going to give this a thumbs down.
Dave-ocracy #1. This is one of those series I'd love to see heat up. Dave and the sequel to Dave have been fantastic reads. They're fun, they're funny. it's a great read. I don't know why more people aren't getting into Dave. However, it's one of those books that's just not going to heat up. While it's a great read and a fantastic series, I just don't see it heating up. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down on the SPEC side. However, as a reader, go pick this book up. Support this book. Go find the back issues. It is a fun book to read.
Image Comics continues their little buzz lately. Loose Ends is a new miniseries running 4 issues. Chris Brunner, Rico Renzi did cover A. It's going to sell out for sure at Image, but again, I don't usually recommend miniseries.
Loose Ends #1. This is a fantastic book. It looks great. Jason Latour described it to me as younger Southern bastards. He said younger and more bastardy Southern bastards. So I like that. I really love Southern Bastards. It's a good read. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up.
And Reborn #4 is out. There is a 1 in 100 Greg Capullo sketch variant ratio variant. This is going to be extremely hard to find. A long-term pick for me if you can find one of these.
Reborn #4. The series has been on fire. There's a movie coming. The back issue prices haven't heated up because Mark Miller and Mark Millar's books usually tend not to, just because of the print run size, and I know I hate harping on the print run, but Mark, has huge print run books. It's been a great book. It's been a really good read. The art's fantastic. The 1 in 100 variant, if you can find it cheap, grab it. These are definitely keepers. You could flip it, especially depending on the price. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
And Marvel Comics, the Monsters Unleashed fad is hitting us full spectrum. They've got some tie-in titles, including Avengers #1, Monsters Unleashed, $4.99 cover. That's my thoughts right there. Obviously, unless something happens, there's no reason for this to heat up. So I'll give this a thumbs down.
Monsters Unleashed, Avengers, it's a pass for me. Tie-ins to miniseries don't usually do well. It's rehashing of story while trying to fit in, additional material. It's just a pass. If you're a fan of the Monsters Unleashed series, by all means grab it. But if you're looking for a spec pick, this isn't it. Pass.
Civil War II, The Oath, $4.99 cover. I give this one a thumbs down.
Civil War II, The Oath. This is getting to the point where it just seems like a cash grab with this, and I'm sorry to say that. Marvel's putting out all these spin-offs of their miniseries and these event books. People do get tired of event books. I know a lot of retailers are complaining about what's going on with Marvel right now. This is a pass for me, and I really hope that Marvel really thinks about what they're doing. They're just milking things out. But of course I know they won't, so this one is a thumbs down.
And Spider-Man Deadpool #1, Monsters Unleashed, has a Dave Johnson regular cover, $4.99. Well, these are 2 popular characters, but I think retailers now know to order enough, so I don't know. Long term, maybe. Of course, Marvel variants have a better chance than the regular covers. These will sell out. Print runs will be decent, but I wouldn't gamble on these.
Spider-Man Deadpool #1, Monsters Unleashed, out of any of the books that they're releasing and that's a tie-in, this is probably your best bet. 2 of the best characters in the Marvel Universe. The Spider-Man Deadpool series has been fun, it's been funny, it's been a good read. It's had a little heat behind it. That #1 issue goes for a decent amount of money. So I'm going to give it a 50-50 just because it's not a complete thumbs down, because it's got Deadpool. You can sell Deadpool on eBay. You can sell Deadpool on Amazon, no problem. But it's just not going to be something that's going to turn into a $20 book anytime soon.
Valiant Entertainment gives us Savage #3. This book's had a ton of buzz. And Savage 3 has a cover E. Louis LaRose, a black and white sketch variant. I think it's a 1 in 50. Again, this is going to be extremely rare. Very few stores will order this. So I'll give that one a thumbs up if you can find one at a decent price.
Savage #3. It is one of the best books right now coming out from Valiant in general. This and Divinity, which we'll get to. But Savage #3, especially those variant covers, those variants are going for crazy money. Pre-order the variants if you can. Sell them on eBay. That's the best suggestion I can give you in reference to the book. However, the book is a great read. It's really interesting. I love him being lost on this desert island, fighting dinosaurs, fighting the bad guys. It's just been a good read. So I'll give it a thumbs up for a reader. 50-50 on the spec. You never know how this is going to take off later. And definitely a thumbs up if you can get those variants.
And Zonoscope Entertainment gives us Grimm Fairy Tales present Grimm Tales of Terror Volume 3, #1. Bunch of cool, sexy variant covers in their horror title. It's fun to read. Again, thumbs down. I can't see this having much of a chance for anything.
Grimm Fairy Tales, Grimm Tales of Terror, Volume 3, Number 1. The other series haven't heated up. They've been kind of cool. They're very Tales from the Cryptish, they've been good reads, but there's not a lot of spec on the regular covers of Zenoscope books. Their variants do well, but their variants cost. That's one of those things that you have to spend money to make money. But for me, this is a thumbs down. Thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate the feedback both on comicsheatingup.net and on YouTube. We do try to answer you guys. There's been some chatter about which books we're covering, which books we should cover, which books we missed. We want to hear it. We love hearing it. Definitely everybody's got a different take on it. Terry, you want to go ahead and close this out?
We judge these books not really on their quality, just on the likelihood that retailers and readers just didn't order the right amount. And only a few books, if the buzz is really there, do they really have a good chance. So not too many big books this week, but buy what you like to read, and hopefully a few of these will take off for you too. Thanks for watching.